In math, we are going to start to talk about measurement. So today is an introduction to measurement. Have you ever measured anything before? Have you ever heard of measuring before? And if so, what did you use to measure? Maybe you have never actually measured anything before, and that is okay. But maybe you have seen someone else measure. Maybe somebody at home, maybe somebody on TV, maybe you have seen them measure before. Maybe you saw them measure with the measuring tool called a ruler. I have underlined the ruler in black, and then I used my arrow to point to it. This is a ruler. Have you ever seen one before? Ruler. Say that for me. Ruler. It's a measuring tool. It's a tool. Just like a hammer is a tool, a ruler is a measuring tool. We use it to help us measure things. A ruler is 1 foot long or 12 inches long. Another way to say that is 12 inches equals 1 foot. And we are going to talk a lot more about inches, and where it says 1 foot, we will also talk about 1 foot, and if it's more than 1 foot, feet, just like what you have, feet. So we will talk way more about that. This is just an introduction. So why do we use a ruler? What is a ruler used for? Well, a ruler is used to measure small objects. I have a picture right here of the ruler that I have, and it's used to measure this pencil. We use rulers to measure small objects. Objects that are 1 foot long or less, or 12 inches long or less. When we measure something, I'm going to use, I think, green. It is important that whatever object we are using to measure with, that we line it up at the very edge of the ruler, just like I did with the pencil. So we can see where the number 1 is. I'm going to put a green dot right there. There's the number 1. So this is where I'm going to put a red dot. How about? That's where there's going to be 0 inches. No inches have happened yet, right? That's the very beginning of the ruler. So we line it up at the very edge of the ruler. Just like the green line shows, it's lined up at the very edge. We make sure it's nice and straight. And then we look to see where it lands. And the edge of the pencil is really close to 7 inches. It's really close to 7 inches. When you measure, most objects will not have a measurement that is an exact number of feet or inches. It will not. So sometimes you might have to say it is about. It is about. So maybe you measure your water bottle, or maybe you measure the bottle of hand sanitizer, or maybe you measure your phone or a pencil. It might be about 1 foot long. Or you might get lucky and you might find something that is 1 foot long. Let's look at a couple more objects and how they're lined up with the ruler. Measured a glue stick. It's about 3 inches long. Paper money, it's about 6 inches long. Post-its, it's about 3 inches long. In your math journal, in the very back, on activity sheet 6, it should be right in the area where you took out all of those fact triangles. You should maybe have like 2 blank spots, and then you'll see the back cover of your math journal. You will see something that looks just like this: a 12-inch foot ruler and a 10-centimeter ruler. This right here is the 12-inch or 1-foot ruler, what I've circled in red. That's the only thing I want you to focus on right now, because it's exactly like the 1-foot ruler or 12-inch ruler. And what I want you to do is, I want you to very, 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 very carefully cut it out. Super, super, super careful. Cut it out along the dotted line, because I want your ruler to look exactly like it does from the paper. Not a bunch of zigzags, but like almost exactly like a ruler, because you want to have these straight edges of a ruler. So this is not a race. This is you taking your time to cut the ruler out. Have the neatest lines, the neatest edges, okay? Take your time. And if you say to yourself, oh, Mrs. Simon, what if I make a mistake? Okay, mistakes happen, and mistakes, that's okay. Get a piece of tape, tape it back together, okay? But you still need to be taking your time, okay? That is your absolute number one goal, all right, is to take your absolute time, all right? Because you want to make sure that your ruler has neat, straight edges, just like a real ruler does. And then what I want you to do is I want you to see if this is what I want you to do. Use your ruler that you just cut out and look around your house. See if you can find anything in your house that is exactly 1 foot long or about 1 foot long, and use your ruler to measure it. When you are measuring, I want you to make sure that you are very carefully lining up the edge of the object, right, at the very edge of the ruler, okay? See if it's about 1 foot long. All right, so the whole length of the ruler. See if you can find something that is the whole length of the ruler. You are looking for something that is 1 foot long. 1 foot or 12 inches, because there are 12 inches in 1 foot, which is what we're going to explore more. But today, use the ruler from the back of your math journal. Looks just like this. Take your time cutting it out, please. Make sure it has the nice straight edges. See if you can find something that is exactly 1 foot long or about 1 foot long. Use your ruler to measure it very carefully. What did you find? Take a picture of it and add it to Seesaw.